Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shatashish Para His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantaraj srimadbhagavatam Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
I got a quick question.
Okay.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but right here there's the V. On the sheet that I have before, what is the V? Is that the same thing?
What's the word?
Vihari?
It's Bihari, Vihari.
V is best.
Bihari, Bihari. Okay. Got the book and the board. Okay. All right.
Board.
Board in the book. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, entitled Status Quo, Chapter 25, The Glories of Devotional Service, and we're on text 27.
You forgot the dots over the M in the first line.
Okay.
So the
Yum, young, yeah. Asevayayang prakritir gunanam Jnanena vairagya vichimbitena Yogena mayar pitaya cha bhaktya Mang pratyak atmanam ihava runde Sevayayang prakritir gunanam Ganena vairagya vijimritena Yogena mayar pitaya cha bhaktya Mam pratyak atmanam ihavi runde Asevayayang prakritir gunanam Jnanena vairagya vijimbitena Yogena mayar pitaya cha bhaktya Mang pratyak atmanam ihava runde
Ganena Vairagya Pratitena
Yogena Maya Pita Chapakya
Yogena Maya Pratya Bhaktya
Mam Pratyat Atmanam Iha Varunde
Mam Pratyatmanam Varunde Asevayayam Pratygunanam Ganena Vairagya Pratitena Yogena Maya Pratya Bhaktya Mam Pratyatmanam Varunde
Okay, we're
Asevayayam Pratygunanam
Asevayayam Pratygunanam
Yanena Vyagya Vijavam Bhaktina
Ganena Vairagya Pratitena
Yogena Maya Pratya Bhaktya
Yogena Maya Pratya Bhaktya
Mam Pratyagya Manan Varunde
Mam Pratyatmanam Varunde.
Roy, would you like to go?
Asevayayam Prakrtir Gunanam
Asevayayam Pratygunanam
Yanena Vairagya Vrim Vitena
Ganena Vairagya Pratitena
Yogena Maya Pitaya Cha Bhaktya
Yogena Maya Pratya Bhaktya
Mam Pratyag Atmanam Iha Varune
Mam Pratyatmanam Varunde.
Asevaya,
Asevaya
by not engaging in the service.
by not engaging in the service.
Ayam, this person. Prakate Gunanam, of the modes of material nature. Jnanena,
Ganena
by knowledge. Vairagya,
Vairagya
with renunciation. Vijimbitena, developed. Yogena, by practicing yoga. Mai, unto me. Arpitya, fixed. Cha, and. Bhaktya, with devotion. Mam, unto me. Pratyak Atmanam, the absolute truth. Iha, in this very life. Avarunde, one attains. Translation. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge, and renunciation, and by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. Purport. When one engages in devotional service to the Lord in the 9 different kinds of bhakti yoga, as enunciated in the authoritative scriptures, such as hearing, shravanam, chanting, kirtanam, remembering, offering worship, praying, and offering personal service, either in one of them, or 2 or 3, or all of them, he naturally has no opportunity to engage in the service of the 3 modes of material nature. Unless one has a good engagement in spiritual service, it is not possible to get out of the attachment to material service. Those who are not devotees, therefore, are interested in so-called humanitarian or philanthropic work, such as opening a hospital or charitable institution. These are undoubtedly good works in the sense that they are pious activities, and the result is that the performer may get some opportunities for sense gratification, either in this life or in the next. Devotional service, however, is beyond the boundary of sense gratification. It is completely spiritual activity. When one engages in the spiritual activities of devotional service, naturally does not get any opportunity to engage in sense gratificatory activities. Krishna conscious activities are performed not blindly, but with perfect understanding of knowledge and renunciation. This kind of yoga practice, in which the mind is always fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotion, results in liberation in this very life. The person who performs such acts gets in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya therefore approved the process of hearing from realized devotees about the pastimes of the Lord. It does not matter to what category of this world the audience belongs. If one meekly and submissively hears about the activities of the Lord from a realized soul, he will be able to conquer the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unconquerable by any other process. Hearing or associating with devotees is the most important function for self-realization. Om Gyanatimadandasya Garanjana Shalakaya Chakshudan Maditamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ukram Kudidvachalam Pangam Mangatekrim Kripatam Ham Vande Shri Gurunditanam Vancha Kapadabhashaka Basanave Bachapatitanam Pavani Vaishnavi Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Veda Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'll read the translation again. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge, and renunciation, by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service, under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. So in some temples, they in ISKCON temples, Srila Prabhupada's temples, the speakers who speak on the Bhagavatam, they only do it like once a month, or something like that, like in LA, because there's so many devotees. Because there's so many devotees, they only speak once a month or something. Also in Vrindavan, like if devotees are part of that community, also it's like that because there's so many visitors and guests. And same with the deity worship. In some temples, like in Mayapur, and also in Alachua, you get to address the deities like once a week. Once a month. That's it. We get to, we'll get to address the deities every day, or something like that. But because there's not so many of us. Also with class, it's myself and Javita Prabhu and Bhajan Ryan Swami. It's Prabhupada. And also in Mayapur, there's one devotee who dresses Radha Madhava. That's it. Just one devotee. For the last 25 years, one devotee. And sometimes he goes on vacation, wherever. And then at that time somebody steps in. But most of the year, 11 months out of the year, for the last 25 years, every single day, he dresses Radha Madhava. Same with offering Mangalarti. There's one Pujari offers Mangalarti every single day, the last 20 years. So here we have some opportunity, to dress deities or give class or whatever. There's a lot of service opportunity available. So we could be happy about that. We don't have to fight for it. But we shouldn't fight to give it up either. So, because this is the whole point of devotional service, that we accept some service, whatever it may be, and we do that service without fail and for a long period of time. That is called with devotion, with affection, in the mood of service to the spiritual master and Krishna, following the guidelines of the SrimadBhagavatam. And that's what it means to be a devotee, to do that. Just like I said, this devotee who dresses the deities every day, or offers Mangalarti every day. Or we have devotees like that Mataji, Mother Kulangana. Right? She was in London and she used to make these fabulous sweets. I never had them, unfortunately. Sandesh. Boil the milk. I think they have some cows there, their own cow milk, boil it, and she'd make all these designs and wonderful, just absolutely wonderful sweet maker. And I don't know much about it, but she would do many things. But that was the service she did for so many decades, so many years, and she taught others. That's an important part to teach others too. And there's so many devotees like that. SanDiego and Los Angeles, so many devotees who they just get a service, and it may be a small service or big, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter, but just to get that service and to latch onto that and to do that service is glorious. Like, Ratnabhushan up there in LA, he's building all these Roth carts, always really working to do that. And he also makes these Balaram Mridangas. He told me that they ordered 80 in China, devotees in China. So he's making those. So he's busy. He's busy in the service of Krishna. And this is actually really wonderful. So we could search for that service, which is available. It's fully available. We just have to search and find it, and then latch onto it and not give it up. I mean, we may have to give it up and change another service, but in essence, we don't. If we find something that works, we don't give it up. So this is important to do. It's like, I have been sweeping this temple room floor before the Sunday feast and polishing the brass, whatever. What do they call those things? Handles or whatever. I've been doing that for the last 30 years, right? I mean, I haven't, but if someone could say that, that's great. That's great. And they chanted Hare Krishna and they, did other things. But that's wonderful. Although it seems quite simple. But although it's so simple, not so many could do it. So that doesn't mean that it's that's, who cares? Any stupid guy could do that, right? Any stupid girl could do that. Who cares? Well, if they're but not everybody could do that. Who could do that? Who could be so devoted? Not so many people, actually. So whether it's hearing or chanting or remembering, offering worship, praying, these are the 9 processes of devotional service that are there, many places, but in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaram, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, these 9 processes. So this is how we keep ourselves busy in spiritual life, by these 9 processes. So we have to become attached to these 9 processes, or one of them. Even one of them we could attain perfection, becoming attached to one of them. So this idea of being spiritual life being non-active, just kind of like, it's non-active, right? You just don't act like you're sleeping or something, right? Non-active. Even then, we're active. The mind's going, right? Dreaming, all types of stuff. Like I had a dream. I think I was in India, because I'm thinking about going to India recently. So in my dream, I was in India, and somehow or other I missed going to very important holy places, and my trip was up. So I had to leave, so I was feeling really depressed. I was like, oh, I missed this place, missed that place. And I had a dream, anyways, so. But the mind's active. So whether when someone tries to, you could say in the waking state, they try to be non-active, just meditate and focus on their breath or focus, clear the mind out or something like that. Can never really do it. I mean, I don't know if anybody's tried here. Have you tried, Roy? Clear the mind out?
Tried it a little bit.
Yeah. Has anybody, Ryan? Have you tried to clear your mind out?
Yeah, as soon as I read Prabhupada's books, you can't do that and say that, wow, he's totally right. I could never do it.
Yeah. You try it, yeah. I mean, some people say, hey, well, I could do it. I don't know about you, but I could do it. But I kind of doubt that they could do it. It's very, So the mind's always active. You may not be active physically, but the mind's active. So the idea is that, the mind wanders, this, that, it's active, we're active. So the idea is to engage our propensities in Krishna service. Whether we're an artist, or we're a musician, or we like to build stuff, or we like to paint, right? Or we like to work on cars, whatever. We could use all that in Krishna service. That's the idea, important thing to do. So there's this idea that, and like within the Bible, for example, right? It says we should love God, right? What does it say? You went to, thy, right? Thy. You like that word, thy? Yeah, we should love God with all of our heart, our mind, just like that. Which is a good idea. It's actually a good idea, and we accept that idea. Hopefully, we accept that idea. But within every you could say statement, or within every goal, like this is a goal, right? To love God. I don't think that's the understanding. It's a goal. So if one's trying to achieve a goal, there's a process to achieve that goal. It's not just like, okay, well, you're there. There's a process. In other words, it's not just saying, oh, I love God, I love God, I love God. But most of the time we're, walking our dog, or whatever we're doing, But that we have to be actually loving God. But what does it mean to love God? There's a whole process. And this is it. The hearing, the chanting, the remembering, the worshiping. These are ways in which we can offer our love or our affection to God, to Krishna. Where's the love, right? Where's the love? We're offering, we're chanting about our beloved, or we're chanting about politicians, or we're remembering, our beloved, or remembering, whatever. We're praying to, I don't know, who do people pray to?
Pray to God in general.
They pray to God, okay. They pray to Ganesh. They pray to whoever. They pray to someone, petition someone, oh, fulfill my, right? Praying to the government, petitioning the government, oh, please, give me money, whatever. So in other words, we're worshiping, right? People worship the American idols or movie stars or whatever it is. NFL players, basketball players, they worship Kobe Bryant. Everybody knows Kobe Bryant, So the point is, people are doing these things, but they just need to transfer to Krishna. They need to transfer all that loving propensity to Krishna. And then they'll be fully satisfied. And then, if we're so busy, then naturally we have less and less time to engage in the modes of material nature, the service of the material energy, where at one point we don't have any time. So all of this understanding really rests on all of the guiding, you could say, of our life rests on the srimadbhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita as well. And we accept the knowledge in disciplic succession. That's how we get the knowledge passed down from the Charyas. It's not that by our own, you could say, mind or intelligence or imagination, we tried to come up with, what does Krishna mean here? Or, in other words, we have like imaginative idea of what Krishna consciousness is, or what Krishna is, right? Or what Krishna should be. So therefore Prabhupada said, Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? He didn't say, it's not Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because there's many people who have commented on Bhagavad Gita who are absolutely wrong. Following no acharyas whatsoever. Like there was a famous politician within India quite some time ago. And he said that the Kurukshetra, that the field, the battlefield, that refers to the body. And that the 5 Pandavas, Arjuna and everyone, they referred to the senses, right? And that the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, that refers to the 100 of sinful desires, right? And Krishna, he's supposed to be like the higher self, preaching to the lower self, preaching to the whatever Pandava's body, like that. That was his idea, right? Which is not authoritative at all, completely speculation. And within his autobiography, where in autobiography, you really, you put it out there what you're thinking, and it's right there, black and white, right on paper. You can't take it back. I mean, maybe you could say, I didn't mean that, I changed my mind, but it's right there. So you got to be careful when you write things in email and text and books. You have to be very careful because people hold you to that. So right there in his autobiography, he wrote that. I accept, my Krishna, speaking on the film Kurukshetra, the Bhagavad Gita. But the Krishna who's dancing in the dead of night with young girls, I don't accept. And if there was such a Krishna, then I would immediately reject the Hindu religion. So he wrote that. So in other words, he's saying my Krishna, right? How I'm imagining. So I accept Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. But if there was a Krishna that existed who danced in the dead of night with young girls, then I would immediately reject the Hindu religion. So what is he really saying there? So with all this, what's really coming down to is he doesn't believe in Krishna. That's what it's coming down to. Famous politician in India, I don't know, maybe it might have been Mahatma Gandhi, actually. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I remember Tirthamaj mentioning in his Bhagavad Gita, he said he looked at his Bhagavad Gita commentaries and was quite surprised what he was saying. Practically he didn't believe in Krishna. But I listened to this from my spiritual master. He's in South Africa giving a talk. And he didn't mention the name, so we'll have to do some research. But so if it wasn't Mahatma Gandhi, please forgive me, Mahatma Gandhi, wherever you are. But we'll see who it is. But the point is, whoever it may be, it's a completely wrong conception. It's weird conception. Just, yeah. Now, on that, you got that side. And then you got the other side of the Sahajiyas. So the Sahajiyas means cheap. You know, the cheap devotees that take everything cheap. You don't got to follow any principles. You know, just chant Hare Krishna and do whatever thing you want, right? You don't have to follow the Bhagavatam, really. The difficult ideas of the Bhagavatam. But what they do is they accept Krishna, right, with the gopis, and that's what they focus on. That, you know, that's what they want. And the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, we don't want to, we're not going to read Bhagavad Gita, right? So it's like they're thinking my Krishna in the dead of night with the gopis, but that's not my Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So they're just imagining Krishna how they want Krishna to be, right? The message of Krishna. So therefore it's not as it is. And Prabhupada would give the example of a hen who lays golden eggs. So the idea is that, there's a farmer there, right? And he was thinking, hey, well, golden eggs, that's pretty good, right? I'm coming rich, this and that. But this is a bothersome, right? Feeding the hen all the time, every day, got to feed every day. So I'll just cut off the what is it? The head of the hen, and then I'll just get the eggs, right? But obviously that doesn't work. Half hen logic. So the idea is that we don't want to accept just certain parts of Krishna or certain parts of Krishna consciousness, or have some imaginative idea of who Krishna is or who Srila Prabhupada is, like that. But we want to have the clear idea. So that clear idea comes by submissive hearing, and meek submissive hearing, and engaging in devotional service, following the principles of the Bhagavatam. And really, we don't want to associate with those people, the people who take only certain parts of Krishna, right? Like, I'll just hear about the gopis, but not the Bhagavad Gita, right? Or I just want the Bhagavad Gita, but not the gopis. So these are Krishna. We have to take Krishna in full. And if we associate with those people, then their ideas rub off on us, and it's just not good association, really. Not beneficial. Even hearing kirtans from those people, right? It says, milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effects, right? But it looks the same. May taste the same, may smell the same, right? Because as far as I know, people like when, of course, there's been many weird cases. Someone would poison someone. They put it in their cup or something, and it just looks like a drink. Ordinary drink smells. It's unnoticeable. Drink it, you die. So someone may be leading kirtan. They got the harmonium, this, that. They're singing. A lot of people, big following. And may have a very good voice materially, maybe expert musician. But if they're not really following or trying to follow, following in a mood of submissive hearing from the Srimad Bhagavatam, then it's milk touched by the lips of a servant. It should be avoided. So we have to be careful who we're listening to. And therefore myself, I like to listen to people who I absolutely know are, of course, what can you absolutely know, right? What can we know really? But I like to listen to people who I have a lot of faith in, like my spiritual master or many devotees, their kirtans, because that has a lot of power there. So it's very subtle, actually. There's a lot of subtleties in spiritual life. So all this engaging in the service and hearing, which Srila Prabhupada says, or associating with devotees, is the most important function for self-realization. So though it seems quite simple, and in many ways it is, Lord Chaitanya gave it like that. You chant, you hear, and you become realized in the association of devotees. And this is what really Srila Prabhupada depended on, and he didn't depend on anything else. He surely didn't depend on money in the beginning, also ever, but especially in the beginning. He wasn't depending on money, right? Because how much did he have? Practically nothing. Huh? Yeah, something ridiculous. $7 or something. And he wasn't depending on health, right? Because his health wasn't that great. He had 2 heart attacks on the way. He wasn't depending on his youth, because it wasn't there in his physical body. So he wasn't depending on youth, wasn't depending on health, wasn't depending on money, wasn't depending on family, wasn't depending on friends, because he actually had no friends here. Just acquaintances that he actually never met before in his life. So he wasn't depending on help of his god brothers. So what was he really depending on? He was just depending on the holy name of Krishna, right? Nam Avatar, the incarnation of Krishna. So in the mood of that dependence, he wrote a very nice poem, which he expresses his self to Krishna, and for all of us to meditate on. So he goes on, and he's praying to Krishna, and you were so kind upon this useless soul, but why have you brought me here? This whole place, this terrible place. They're absorbed in the modes of passion, ignorance, materialistically inclined, thinking themselves very happy. And how will they understand the mellows of devotional service? How will they understand your message, right? And they all came under Maya by your will, and they could become freed by your will. So what does that mean, that everybody came under Maya under God's will? That means because they wanted it. So Krishna fulfilled that desire. And then he says here that the words of the Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation, and if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive or reception, then he will be able to understand your message. Shinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Shridyantastohi Badrani Vidanodi Surit Satam. And then it goes on. And in the English translation is Krishna, who is Paramatma in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance and classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto Krishna, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as irrevocable fact. As soon as irrevocable devotional loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. Thus, established in the mode of goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with bhakti to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of Krishna in the stage of liberation from all material association. Thus the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruit of actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. Yes? Capital self?
The last translation is
Oh.
you see the self as master.
Capital self.
No.
What does it say?
One sees oneself and one's master.
Okay.
Read the first verse.
One sees oneself and one's master. There you go. Chaita Darpana Marjanam. So yeah, he goes on and, seeking the blessings of Krishna like that. How will you make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I'm very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I'm seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure as you like. O Guru of all the worlds, that can simply repeat your message, so if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel gladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands, so if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance, O Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhaktivedanta, and now, if you like, you can feel the real purport of Bhaktivedanta. Signed, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. On board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, dated 18th of September, 65. So, he wasn't saying I have knowledge, I have devotion. And practically speaking, he didn't have anything materially, for sure, right? Like we were just saying, he didn't have anything. So he didn't have anything materially, and he's not claiming anything spiritually. But one thing he does claim, and that he has faith in the holy name of Krishna. So that means he has faith that by people chanting Hare Krishna, then they will become purified, and they will become liberated from all these modes of material nature, all these unhappy conditions, and be situated in satisfaction in relation to Krishna. So this is the benefit of hearing, as this purport's mentioning, hearing as the most important function for self-realization. So whenever we don't want to hear, we could just remember this. Well, if I want to make advancement, I better want to hear, because this is the most important, right, function. And we better, if we want to make events, kind of get attached to that. So does anyone have any comments or questions about anything? Yes?
Line up, this is the last verse of the
Oh, okay.
And it started from the attached soul, from my little partner, that's the reason. But by the association with the sadhus, searching out the sadhus, searching and hearing from them, then this is the result. Mahaprabhu got one realizes meaning to their life. So it's a complete lesson there.
Yeah.
Going over again.
8 verses.
8 verses.
Starting in 8 verses. I'll go from this. Yeah, there.
There's a lot of those little lessons in the Bhagavatam to do. It's like you quoted from that last 5 verses. That's a lesson itself, from 1 to 6 to 1 to 21.
Yeah. That was made, the Dharma way of transcendence. All right. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Oh, Hare Krishna.
Dharma, the way of transcendence.
bigger type.
So it's a bigger book.
Oh.
Yeah.
What they want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, they did that. I think there's a bunch of them.
So there's the American BBT, there's the Indian BBT, there's the European BBT, there's Africa BBT, and any other one?
Yeah, Mid East BBT, Far East, Middle East, Far East. Bhaktivedanta Book Trust offices, divisions of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. The Bhaktivedanta Book Trust is Prabhu started that trust to produce his books. And it's actually legally separate from ISKCON. You thought about it, well, with ISKCON, it goes up to smoke to legally BBT.
You know what? I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Because didn't he start it initially because there was so much controversy and like politics involved?
No, not really. No, it was just a business decision. You know, 'cause he was actually a businessman for years. You know, he ran a pharmaceutical company. So that was an important skill to have when you came to America, because it starts this whole institution, and you knew about the ins and outs of legal things and stuff like that. But the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, first it started in New York. There was only one office, and they were printing all the books. Gradually, they were translated into different languages, and it became about 6 divisions now: Northern Europe, Southern Europe, and Far East, and Near East, Africa, and that's a new one. It's just a few years. And there's still this one, which is the one I'm working based in 44 years.
I think it was actually Ryan who was mentioning that.
I'm sorry?
I think it was Ryan who told me that. As far as when he started ISKCON, it was another organization at first.
They had an organization in India for a few years, the League of Devotees. Never really got off the ground very much, but that was the precursor to this kind. A lot of the same principles. Thanks.
We don't get any books from the European BBT because it's too expensive. But we get a lot of books from India. It's too expensive.
We get books from India that you don't print, but there's some demand for them, and so it would be uneconomic for us to print just a small run.
Yeah.
You know, just like this Dharma book.
And what about for the European books? We got some books maybe too expensive.
Yeah, they usually go for high quality.
I like the European books. Not so fun.
Yeah, it's functional. At least they're in print. Like that Dharma book, I like.
It's not the best of all the books.
Yeah.
When
Well, the Indian public is not as demanding.
yeah.
Who's going to do this?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about the Pure Darcy is coming Sunday. You want to stay for
Oh, for Varanasi. Actually, that's the other whole thing when he comes down, he's got to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has to go to the studio.
Some other investor has to go to.
He basically sleeps over. Or it takes a show. So Balaram, you mind by the first definition?
Oh, we have 100